Mr. Orrego, you are suing your ex-girlfriend, Ms. Rodriguez, for $3,000 for money you loaned her that you claim she has not paid back. You have told us that your total actually comes to $6,000, which you claim she agreed to repay you. But out of the kindness of your heart, you are only suing here today for $3,000. Ms. Rodriguez, you say that during the course of your relationship with the plaintiff, he was constantly showering you with money and gifts and never expected any of it back until you tried to break up with him, at which point he suddenly wanted everything he'd given you back. And so you've told us that these were not loans, so you don't believe you owe him anything. Mr. Orrego, how did you meet the defendant?
From a family friend.
When was that?
About like 5 years ago.
Okay, and did you start dating immediately?
No.
Okay, you were friends first?
Yes.
And then when did you start dating?
2 years after that, when I met her.
Okay. Ms. Rodriguez, when you and the plaintiff began dating, was it serious, casual?
There was no title at first, and then it became serious.
When would you say it became serious?
I would say around 2022, if I'm not mistaken.
Would you agree with that?
Yes.
2022? Okay. Let's jump right into this, Mr. Orrego. I want you to explain to us what incidents we're talking about where you loaned the defendant money and you would now like it back.
So most of these incidents were happening when she lost her job.
When was that?
Maybe September. I'm not really sure.
September of 2024?
Yeah, roughly close to the end of the year.
Okay, hold on. Ms. Rodriguez, did you lose your job in September of 2024?
That is correct.
Okay, and how long were you without a job?
About 6 months total.
Yeah, so roughly around now she lost her job and everything. Obviously, as a boyfriend, I was suggesting loaning her and helping her with her money, with like rent, groceries, laundry, and et cetera, to the point it took a toll on me.
So you say, obviously, as a boyfriend, I was going to help her by loaning her money.
Uh-huh.
Did you have a discussion with her the first time money went from you to her? That this was a loan?
On the phone, yes. She said, once I get a job, I'll help you start paying you back so you get your gun license, because I'm a security guard. So I want to be an armed guard. So I wasn't able to get that license because over the years, obviously in the beginning, it's true, I did give her money. In the beginning of the relationship, I did give her gifts, et cetera, et cetera. But to the point to the end of this last year, going to now, I was trying to get my armor guard license, but I kind of set back because I started loaning her money.
So you say during the beginning of the relationship, you were giving her gifts. Was it cash gifts or just like, here's a bracelet, here's a rubber
Yeah,
duck?
obviously it was gifts, like gestures. Also, like, she's not really close to her family, so obviously I would help her with school, rent. Obviously I buy her clothes as my girlfriend and stuff like that.
So Ms. Rodriguez, is that correct? Is that how things started?
That is correct.
And what kind of things did the plaintiff buy for you?
He bought me an iPad, Pandora, charm, sneakers. Sometimes he would help with the rent if I needed it, things like that.
And at that point, you both agree early in the relationship. There was no expectation of repayment.
No.
Is that
No.
correct?
And the beginning of it, I did say you don't have to pay me back or nothing.
Okay. Was there ever a point where you stopped giving her as many gifts? Was there like after the honeymoon period was over? Or did you continue doing that
I
consistently?
continued that until she cheated on me.
So when did that happen?
That happened the middle 2024, if I'm correct.
Okay. And did you break up over that?
Yeah, she broke up with me.
You broke up with him briefly?
That is correct.
Okay. And when did you end up getting back together?
I would say about 2 months later. He wanted to get back together, and I thought to give it another chance. But at that point, I would say I was definitely checked out of the relationship just because there was a lot of mental abuse prior to that. So I did want to leave multiple times prior to the cheating.
All right. Judge Menser.
Mr. Orrego, you say that you loaned her $6,000. You told us that in the complaint. What is that figure based on? From the beginning of the relationship all the way through?
No, that's from around when she lost her job. The transactions I gave, like the Zells and the rent, was a loan because that's after she lost her job.
So, Ms. Rodriguez, what about that? What was your understanding of that money?
It was not a loan. There is a message where I offered to give him some of the money back, and he said it was not a loan. And that is from
That it was
April.